Welcome to the Writing Center. Most college writing you will face asks you to include sources, but how do you include them smoothly and effectively? This video will show you how to include them following the three basic elements of source integration. The first element is the signal phrase. The second is citation. The third element is documentation. The signal phrase is a matter of attribution. It basically says, hey reader, source coming your way. It can take a variety of forms, sometimes just including the last name of the author, sometimes the full name. Sometimes you might call attention to the role that the writer is playing, or sometimes you might include two sources next to each other to call attention to an issue or an area of agreement between your sources. The citation is the content you're borrowing from the source. Oftentimes that will be a direct quotation. At other times you will use a paraphrase, where you take the language from your source and put it into your own voice and your own style so that your reader experiences a sense of comfort moving from your ideas to the ideas of your source and back again to you. Documentation is a matter of academic courtesy, and it always needs to be attended to whenever you're writing in an academic setting. Documentation locates the borrowing so readers can find that source for themselves to carry on their own research or to verify some of the information you might be laying down. It includes an in-text piece that the readers see as they're reading, and it also includes a bibliography piece that helps them to find that piece of information after they're done reading your work. These documentation styles differ depending on your discipline and the course for which you are writing. Modern language association is a very common style for using sources. In the in-text piece for MLA style, you typically have a parenthetical documentation at the end of the citation, helping readers locate that particular page number or that particular place in a document. If you're using a non-paginated website, you typically use the last name of the creator of that website piece, or you might include the website sponsor. The works cited bibliographical piece is included at the end of the essay, and it looks like this. Another very common style you will see at Carroll College is the American Psychological Association style. You'll note that the documentation part is a little more complex. In the signal phrase, you're asked to include the year of publication. And if it happens to be a direct quotation, you include the page number thusly with page .52. If you use a paraphrase, you of course do not have to include the page number so that readers can just know where it came from generally, but they know that the language is going to be different there. The APA reference looks like this. Lastly, you might encounter the Chicago Manual of Style. In this form, the documentation is nothing more than a footnote or an endnote, depending on what your professor prefers. The footnote or endnote content includes part of the bibliographical information. Upon the first use of a source, you would include all of the bibliographical information, including the page number upon which you would find that particular citation. On second, third, and further uses of that source, you would also include an endnote or footnote, and you would include the page number, but you would include the last name of the author only, and you would include a shortened version of the title. And that's not all for documentation with Chicago Manual of Style. You might also have to finish up with a bibliography, and that bibliography will look something like this. In future videos, we will go into some of the finer differences between the MLA, APA, and CMS style, so it will help you when you are using that particular style and not just this basic overview of signal phrase, citation, and documentation. But by paying attention to these three elements, you will be assured of never falling into the unintentional plagiarism trap. You will have provided good boundaries between you and your source by starting with a signal phrase, including the cited material, and ending with documentation. In all those ways, you become a really good scholar, and you will get better results from the papers you write. We hope you found this video helpful, but if you would like more help on integrating sources into your paper, please check out the Writing Center. We have 30-minute tutorial slots every weekday, and we would love to see you at one of them. To find us, go to the Carroll website, look for us under the Library tab, or you can snap this QR code and it will take you right to our page where you can make an appointment. Thanks for watching, and good luck with all your writing endeavors this semester.